This is Harrison Floyd. Harrison Floyd is one of Donald Trump's co-conspirators / co-defendants. Harrison Floyd is charged with violating Georgia's Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations, the RICO Act, for influencing a witness and conspiracy to commit solicitation of false statements. Now, we have watched the train of 18 defendants turn themselves in, take their mug shots, and leave, all except for Harrison Floyd. See, this is a very important lesson for those of you Black Republicans, Black conservatives that want to side with white supremacy. They do not care about you. The only thing that they care about is that you, a Black man or woman, will speak out against, disrespect, denigrate, talk trash about your own community. And then when it all hits the fan, those people that you're denigrating and disrespecting your community for will be nowhere to be found. 17 people, because it's a total of 18 of them, right? 17 people. It was a revolving door down there at the Fulton County Jail. A revolving door. I mean, they were turning themselves in back to back to back to back. And you mean to tell me you didn't run into not one of those individuals and have a conversation with them, and not one of those individuals who got the money said, all right, man, I'm going to help you out. Let me write you a check when I get out to the car, I'm going to write you a check. No, they went in, they took care of their business, and they left. And they left his ass in jail. Today, he is currently sitting in jail. Yesterday, he had a bond hearing. In that bond hearing, they went over his charges. The judge was trying to solidify if he had an attorney or not. He did not. Why? Because he can't afford one. Whatever the qualifications are to get a free attorney from the courts, he does not meet those qualifications. So he currently is sitting in jail with no attorney because he cannot afford one. And he doesn't meet the qualifications to get an attorney. And not one of the whole crew has written a check. Not one of them has stepped forward to try to help this man out. No. Even the MAGA crowd. You think they donated? He got a crowdfunding source site. He trying to raise $100,000. The last I saw in the video that I posted yesterday, he had less than $5,000. He got a long way to go. He was quoted $40,000 as a down payment. He got a long way to go. Those Trump supporters ain't thinking about donating to his fund. No, they donating to their king's fund, the white man, who they think is fighting for them. Let me make myself clear. I don't feel sorry for Harrison Floyd. He is a wonderful example. Everybody is talking about Harrison Floyd and pointing out this is what you will be faced with when you're trying to side with white supremacy, the patriarchy, and racism against your own community. Listen, I got the bond hearing. I got the video for the bond hearing. The whole thing took about 5-6 minutes. As I tiptoe on out of this video, I will leave you with that video and you can watch it all go down. He's still in jail today. $100,000 that he's trying to raise, the last I saw, he had less than 5,000. The MAGA supporters who was rallying behind him when he was out there stomping for Donald Trump and white supremacy, not one of them has written a check big enough to help him get out of jail. Not one of them provided him with an attorney. Not one of them. Yes, and somebody's going to say it. Yes, he had a warrant. From what I understand, he was being served with papers from the FBI, and he attacked whoever the process server was who was trying to serve the papers, which is an extension of the FBI. So he had a warrant. And so that's another reason why he's sitting in jail. One of the reasons why he probably couldn't do a bond agreement, because there was a warrant out for his arrest. And so the judge was like, you're a flight risk. You're going to sit in jail until the next judge, his real judge comes along, who's going to be overseeing his case, comes along and decides what he's going to do. That one judge said, she said, well, you can defend yourself, baby. Listen, here's the video. That's all I got. Y'all let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one.
Okay, hold on 1 second, Mr. Floyd. So I'm not taking any statements from you today, all right? So we're not dealing with that. What today is just where I advise you of your rights and advise you of the charges that have been brought against you, and then talk to you about your right to counsel and your appointment of counsel, okay? So first I want to talk to you about your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You need to be aware that the state, the DA's office, is present here at this hearing, and so I advise you to remain silent. You have the right to a lawyer. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you at no cost. All right? Are you aware of the charges that have been brought against you in this indictment?
Yes, ma'am. The DA's office pulled me aside yesterday and they didn't Mirandize me and tried to talk about it.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's what you're referring to.
Okay. I'm referring to the indictment where you have been charged in count 1 with violation of the Georgia RICO, Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, as well as in counts 30 and 31, which is for conspiracy to commit solicitation of false statements and writings and influencing witnesses. So those are the charges that have been brought against you in this indictment. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. I believe those are the same ones that the DA's office called and threatened and coerced my in-laws with, trying to get me down here. I think those are the same ones.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Floyd. Your case has been assigned to Judge Scott McAfee. All right? He's going to be the judge who is assigned to your case, who's going to be handling it from this point forward. I am just handling this first appearance hearing today because I am filling in for the presiding judge. All right? Okay. At this point, I will hear from the state. Is there anything the state needs to add?
Adam Nay with the state, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Okay. Mr. Floyd, have you retained a lawyer?
I requested one who have been denied, Your Honor.
Okay. So you have spoken with someone from the public defender's office, and you were told that you do not qualify. Is that correct?
Denied representation, yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Floyd, you have the right to then hire a lawyer of your choice, or of course you're always welcome to proceed pro se. But because you do not qualify for a public defender, you have the right to retain a lawyer of your choice. Okay?
I've spoken with several different attorneys for flying out here. The cost is typically between $40,000 to $100,000 just to retain a lawyer for these charges, and then they charge hourly that I cannot afford. I'm not going to put my family in that kind of debt, especially with my daughter. I cannot afford an attorney for something like this.
Okay. Well, Scott McAfee, Judge McAfee will go through the process. If you choose to represent yourself and to not retain a lawyer, he will go through that process and those questions with you. I just want to advise you of your right at this point, that if you wish to hire a lawyer, you have the right to do so. Okay? Okay. All right. Pretrial services. Can you give me any information about Mr. Floyd's criminal history?
Yes, ma'am. I have one prior. It was from May 15th, 2023. It's a Maryland FBI. It was simple assault on a federal officer. And it was given bail supervision for 5 years on charge of simple assault misdemeanor. Nothing further.
That's still an open case, Your Honor. It's not, I do not have a criminal record.
I understand, Mr. Floyd. Thank you. I understand that it's just charges against you. Okay? All right. All right. Okay, Mr. Floyd, the issue of bond is not going to be addressed today. That's going to be addressed by Judge McAfee, who's assigned to your case. But to the extent that you're here in front of a judge, I do find that based on the open charge against you, there are grounds for bond to be denied at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and find that you are a risk to commit additional felonies and a potential risk to flee the jurisdiction. So I'm going to deny bond, but a full consideration of bond will be addressed by Judge McAfee as your case moves forward. Do you understand?
Say something, Your Honor. So the charges brought against me by the federal government were first presented to the state by the FBI. The state decided to not prosecute. On the day they decided not to prosecute, the U.S. attorney in the state of Maryland notified my attorney that they would take up the charges. This charge is a simple misdemeanor, ma'am. I got on a plane. I voluntarily came here. I am already on federal pretrial supervision. I've had no issues with being on pretrial supervision. There's no way that I'm a flight risk, ma'am. I showed up before the president was here.
Okay. I understand, Mr. Floyd. The issue of bond is not going to be decided by me. It's going to be decided by the judge who is assigned to handle your case, okay? This is just a first appearance hearing for a case that's already been indicted. So I was just letting you know that we're not going to have a bond hearing today, but to the extent that you are before a judge, I'm telling you that bond is not going to be issued today. All right?
Then when will that next hearing be, ma'am?
That'll be up to Judge McAfee. All right, Judge McAfee is going to be the one who is handling your case. This is just your first appearance hearing to notify you of your rights and notify you of the charges that have been brought against you.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Okay? All right, well, that's all we're doing today, Mr. Floyd.